Bird. Will he be moonwalking into the end zone, Matt?
You know what? He's going to have to if they're going to have any chance against Indiana today. He has an interesting case because he was at USC for 3 years. He was at Georgia for a year, and this is his final year at Purdue. Right now, he is leading the Boilermakers in receiving yards and needs to have a big day today.
Has seen a lot of big games in his career. This is another one in the rivalry. Joshua, give some love to the tackles leader in the Big Ten this year.
Yeah, that's Manny Powell. He's a UNLV guy that came over with Barry Odom, and he wanted to establish a culture and a standard. And you can see it in his game. He's gotten better every single week. You mentioned the lead in tackles. He's got 11 TFLs. If they're going to have success against Indiana, he's got to create the negative plays.
We've talked about the Indiana offense so much. I don't think we've probably given proper love to the defense and Aiden Fisher.
I certainly haven't. Haven't talked a lot about him this year. It's because everybody knows how good he is. He's the heartbeat. He's the quarterback on that defense there. We used to do this thing in the practice, in the film room. You would stop the film and see who's in frame. He's in frame every time.
Get out your leather helmet, take off the face mask, get ready for the Old Oaken Bucket game. Up for grabs, Indiana-Purdue, a Big Ten title game on the line, a spot in that for Indiana. Paul Burmeister, Yogi Roth, and Zora Stevenson from West Lafayette coming up next. The number 2 team in the...
Thank you for being with us. Paul Burmeister alongside Yogi Roth and Zora Stevenson with us on the sideline. There is a lot of brand new in the Big Ten these days, but there's plenty of room for some old school tradition. Purdue and Indiana have been playing since all the way back in the 1800s. The history and the hatred is felt on both sides.
It is real. We were just on the field moments ago, and you could feel Purdue sensing tonight might be a magical night. They're going to leave it all on the grass. I'm talking trick plays, special teams, you name it. They are trying to shock the world.
Indiana, unbeaten, second ranked. They know this. A win will get them into the Big Ten title game next weekend and likely, possibly, get their quarterback a step closer to the Heisman Trophy.
Fernando Mendoza. Heisman Doza is probably what you know him as now. He's the front runner, and 3 things really stand out when you watch this quarterback on film. Number 1, he's a proven winner, especially on the road, back against the wall. Iowa, Oregon, Penn State, he showed up. Number 2, he's surgical as a passer, not hitting spots, but just being so precise. And then finally, this young man, when you watch him play above the shoulders, man, he looks like a pro prospect. He's got all the tools, Paul, and this team's fired up.
Hoosiers looking to secure a perfect regular season.
Win. So both quarterbacks, we talked to them both in pregame, they feel good about spinning the rock tonight, and they got to move the ball for Purdue and Coach Odom.
Head coach Barry Odom in his first season as the head man here in West Lafayette. Talked to him this week. He said he's encouraged. Still sees good habits in practice, good hunger in practice. Wants him to taste that ultimate reward, though, victory. Last chance tonight. Michael Jackson, the third. Brings it out to the 27-yard line. At quarterback for the Boilermakers, sophomore Ryan Brown. Interesting story. He played a little bit in this game last year. Immediately after, he transferred to North Carolina. When they got done with spring practice, came back here to Purdue, won the job, and also was named captain.
And a huge reason why he came back is because he talked to his friends, his buddies who were still on the team, and they talked about what Coach Odom was cultivating. He said, I want to be a part of that thing. It hasn't been perfect. It's been up and down, but he is a dynamic playmaker once he gets out of the pocket.
His tailback is Antonio Harris. Fake to him, little flip to the left. Nice catch. And out to the 27-yard line. And the Purdue offense, this is what they have around Ryan Brown.
Well, they need to run the football a little bit tonight. Antonio Harris will be that back. But Michael Jackson, the man who returned the opening kickoff, he's their most dynamic player. You see offensive coordinator Josh Henson. They want to feed him the rock. And then this offensive front, they've got to communicate. Braden Joyner, the center, it is on him against a very aggressive defensive front.
2 consecutive passes. In trouble. And Brown lets it go. Hoosiers there, intercepted. Picked off by Amari Farrell, his 4th of the season. Indiana #1 in the nation in turnover Now plus 16.
Paul, he wants to throw right here first. You'll see Ryan Brown look to his left, but no, there's nothing doing there. There's a linebacker drops right into coverage, so he rolls out to his right. He's got scrambling ability, trying to make a play, but baited by Farrell into the interception. It's almost like he knew he was going to throw it. What a play, right foot down before the left foot gets out of bounds. And this defense makes a statement on the opening drive.
Yeah, plus 16 turnover margin, best in the nation. Got one on the second play, so here comes the offense that scored the most points in the Big Ten so far, averaging 43 points per game. From the Purdue 47, Hemby met at the line of scrimmage. Alex Sanford, linebacker blitz. Fernando Mendoza, Yogi, lots of ways to describe him right away. Let's start here. His team hasn't lost. No quarterback in the nation has thrown more touchdown passes.
Yeah, he's been absolutely dominant, and he's got a ton of resolve to him. But you look at those 5 interceptions, Paul, 4 of the 5 have been on the road. The last 2 times out, this offense hasn't run the ball well, so they want to establish the line of scrimmage because they know if they have to throw it, Mendoza can do it as well as anybody in the nation.
They join Michigan and Oregon, only teams in the Big Ten averaging over 200 yards rushing a game. First pass, more blitz, quickly to the sideline, knocked down. Tony Grimes bats that away from Surratt.
Every snap thus far, Purdue's shown one look and then changed it at the snap. Kurt Cignetti probably writing that down. And Tony Grimes should have had a pick right here. Man-to-man against Surratt, back starting and healthy, and that's the top corner for Purdue.
Hoosiers #1 in the nation in third down conversion at 57%. They need 10 here. Mendoza lets it go far side, knocked away. Hadori Hines got a hand on that. 4th and 10.
How about the energy to kick the party off here? Hadori Hines, beautiful job in coverage. Almost as an interception. You see him out at corner, or that's the safety drop into the deep half. Smiley Bradford. Bradford's about to make a potential pick, and Hines knocks the ball away. This is secondary, is probably a strength in terms of athleticism for Purdue.
Hey, what a win for the Boilermaker defense right off the bat. Mitch McCarthy easily gets it away. Michael Jackson III lets it bounce, and inside the 5. The offense didn't get it done, but the special teams are offense. And now Ryan Brown has a long way to go, set up on his own 4-yard line. Keeping an eye on him because he's coming off his worst game of the season. He was 1 for 6 at Washington with 1 pick. Threw a pick on the first drive. Let's see how he responds. Gonna lean on the running game. They get out across the 5, out to the 8-yard line. Good start. Indiana defense, Yogi, really all conference players at all 3 levels.
Yeah, this is the most disruptive defense in America, and Stephen Daly at the defensive end spot is a huge reason why. Their bye week is also going to allow Mikhail Kamara to be at potentially full strength. He's been banged up throughout this season. And this back end, you saw Farrell already make a play. They love D'Angelo Pons, one of the top corners in the country.
Antonio Harris behind, up against this defense. Top 5 in the nation, points, yards, and rushing yards. And in the backfield right away, making that play. You called it out, Stephen Daly.
Yeah, he is so gifted. He creates havoc every time you watch him play. And this is one of the more dynamic players in this league. Watch him, he's just not really going to get blocked either. He understands what's coming. He follows the puller and just makes a play. And that's just the experience that this defense has. And bottom line for the front, their only job, Paul, is to find ways into the backfield, let these linebackers clean it up.
14.5 tackles for loss. That's best in the Big Ten. They loved watching him at Kent State last year, and he's been a terrific addition on that front 4. 3rd down from his own end zone. Steps up. Still looking. Got a man. Michael Jackson moves the chains.
Well, this is exactly what Indiana does. It's called a simulated pressure, meaning it looks like it's going to be blitz. It looks like more than 4 defensive linemen will come, but that's not the case. It looks like we're going to get a blitz. We're going to get a blitz. But watch as the play develops. Who ends up coming? Only 4 defensive players. So for Ryan Brown, he's got to understand that. The offensive line has to communicate. He showcases his athleticism again, this time a completion for a conversion.
You talked about him during the week, and you mentioned backyard football. We certainly saw that there. A little end around. Hoosiers ready for it. Stephen Daly, Wheeler, his mate there on the front. They bring down E.J. Horton.
Again, the only goal of this front is to make penetration. Watch as the snap unfolds. He's unblocked again, and the back does not even get much contact. Antonio Harris, you got to just continue to drive your legs there. And it's read the entire time from Daly. He's an all-conference player. He's having an all-conference night tonight.
We asked Curt Cignetti, why does your team always have so many tackles for loss? He said, we do a lot of things, and we do them all well. Back to pass, sideline shot, and nowhere near E.J. Horton. Proverbial quarterback and receiver not on the same page.
Now trying to go for a little back shoulder, and Horton thinking he's going to take the top off the defense. And right now, this is what Indiana loves to do. 3rd and forever. They're going to look like they're bringing some heat. Probably will bring an extra defender to force Ryan Brown to get the ball out of his hand.
They show a lot of different looks before the snap, make it tough for the quarterback to know what they're in.
Yeah, and number 4, Aiden Fisher, he's the catalyst behind it all. You'll see him in the middle of the screen. Right there.
Need a big chunk. Try to get it on the ground. Not even close. Devin Boykin, the first one there. And here comes the punt team.
It's one of the top defenses in the country. And if you hurt yourself, if there's some negative plays, they went for a trick play at a big loss. And again, it's not just the defensive line. It's players coming from depth. That's the slot defender, Boykin. He's done a heck of a job all season.
Seth Turner from his own 5. Jonathan Brady. Not going to get a chance. Bounces way back to the 40-yard line. Ford, ready, set, forward. Beautiful look there inside of Ross-Ade Stadium. We're about to see Fernando Mendoza and the Hoosier offense for the 2nd time. And he has been outstanding at home. You look at the numbers, though, on the road, Yogan, not quite as good.
Yeah, it stands out. He's almost thrown 2 interceptions already tonight, and it's still young, right? We're not even through the first quarter here. But he's been around a long time. He's got the ability to settle himself. He told us earlier this week he spends a ton of time with a sports psychologist to just take a breath, connect to the present moment. I'm sure he did that on the sideline. We'll see how he responds here if they can get a couple early completions.
Spent a lot of time during the bye week last week getting to know the Boilermaker D. Said he started watching him on Wednesday. Called him a mix of quirky and aggressive. 2nd possession here. Starts out with a ground game, and quickly up the middle goes Kalon Black, one of the 2 backs they use a lot, along with Roman Himby. And let's meet the Indiana offense, the highest scoring in program history.
Yeah, well, they got 2 of the best receivers in America, and Omar Cooper and Elijah Surratt. Surratt back. Both of those 2 wideouts were semifinalists for the Biletnikoff Award. They can take the top off. They can move the chains. And then Carter Smith. He's in his 37th straight start. He's a baller at the left tackle position. A lot of NFL people here tonight to see Fernando, also to watch Carter Smith.
Mendoza 0 for 2 right now, held it for a while, and that's a bullet to Surratt. That's what he does best, the sideline job. Big gain there.
Well, what he's done best since he's been under Curt Cignetti is the back shoulder throw. And this is all anticipation. One pump, resets his feet, and then look at that throw. You can't defend it. I mean, it's covered well, but you just can't make a play on the ball.
Right back on the ball before the blitz got him. Delivers to the sideline again. This time it's his back, Kalon Black, to get 6.
And we talked about it in the open. The functional football intelligence, him above the shoulders. He's going to see a lot of pressure tonight. And can he beat the pressure with his throw? Can he beat the blitz with his throw? Just got hit as he released it, but it was a nice job getting the ball out. A free rusher there, and this offensive line, they don't have their day 1 starters in there. At left guard, it's Ajani.
Black quickly through a hole, and near the end zone, the acceleration stood out there to the 1. He got 10.
Omar Cooper should get 10 for this. Watch this block right here from this wide receiver. They don't just make plays in the pass game. Boom, right on the safety. Are you kidding me? I mean, that is as good as you'll find.
Right back on the ball, 1st and goal. Give it to Black again, and he punches it in. Touchdown, Indiana. Well, they had a short field and a good mix of the run and the pass.
Yeah, and this offensive line did a nice job. And that's tight end 37, Riley Nowakowski, does a little bit of everything. Forces the defensive line to hesitate just enough for Black to find the end zone.
Nico Radicic has been one of the stars here for the Hoosiers. Hasn't missed so far this season. Well, they were 3 and out on their first drive, but they got the short field again, and they knew just what to do with it. Mendoza didn't miss. Scampers out across the right side to the 26-yard line. At some point here, Yogi, we're going to see the 2-quarterback system. We've been watching Ryan Brown quarterback this team, but Malachi Singleton, he's been playing all season. We were told that it's not going to be, okay, he'll get a series every now and then. He could come in at any point of any drive.
Yeah, he's been a situational quarterback up until their last game against Washington, where he took the majority of the snaps in the ball game. They want to get Ryan Brown going. They haven't necessarily been able to do it, but you're right. We will see Singleton, especially in the run game. He's 235 pounds. Since Devin Mockabee was lost for the season, he's been their most impactful back.
3 wideouts to the left of Brown, looking over the middle. And thought he had the easy completion, but incomplete to Michael Jackson to bring up 2nd down 10.
You know, also what you're seeing with Purdue is something that we haven't seen all season long, and that's a drop that you rarely see, especially from Jackson. But you're seeing them huddle right now. This is not anything that Purdue has done all season. They're doing it for a few reasons. One, they want to hide their formations and their tendencies. Also, you can slow the game down a little bit against a very aggressive defense.
Empty backfield once again. 3 wideouts to his left. Bouncing over the middle. High and behind. 2nd miss in a row. Wanted Corey Smith that time to bring up 3rd and 10.
Keep an eye right here on Mikhail Kamara. Watch as this play unfolds, how hard it is to play quarterback. Looks like he's going one way, comes back. Nice job by the center there, picking it up. And they just missed the throw. But that's this defense. So much is coming at you so fast, Paul, as a quarterback. You don't even have time to really assess the back end. You're just trying to survive the front. And this back end, they play with tremendous instincts. It's why they have so many turnovers.
Actually had decent, nice little pocket that time to slide up into. 3rd and 10. Blitz coming. They set up the screen. Nothing. Indiana had that one sniffed out. Linebacker Isaiah Jones was all over Thomas.
And it's such an experienced outfit. It's like they've seen everything. They call him Bones Jones. That's his nickname. Watch him on this play. He reads it the entire time. It's like he knows it's coming. A little angle route from the back. He runs the route for Malachi Thomas. Lucky that ricochet didn't turn into another turnover.
McAllister back to punt. Hoosiers did not try to block that one. Shanked it off the side of his foot. Does take a Purdue bounce. Game storylines brought to you by Walmart. Okay, we're getting close to Heisman time. Good to have a running back worked in there. Jeremiah Love has been electric for the Fighting Irishman. A really fun watch. But at some point you get to the quarterbacks. Julian Sayin, I know he's got a lot of talent around him, but he's been excellent in his first campaign for the Buckeyes. Many people believe the best campaign so far has been run by Fernando Mendoza. He is, right now, the favorite to win.
Yeah, he is. And you just kind of love it. Everybody has their own campaign. How about Fernando Mendoza? Just on brand of like coming out on LinkedIn, right? This is a young man who is known for his mind, how he thinks, how he communicates, how he processes at the quarterback position. He's got a little, future in politics potentially. He's got that tone at times, but what an amazing young man. And for him, think about it, he was going to the Ivy League. He was on his way to Yale.
The kick ended at the 30-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10 at the 30.
Okay, well, there's the, see the penalty getting assessed, but there's Heisman Mendoza. It was great. The LinkedIn page, just spot on. And I think, we've been around this enough to watch so many Heisman campaigns. It's just got to be somewhat similar to the personality, and it's exactly on point. And to the point of winning games and being backed up and you're back against the wall, he's done that. Sayin has yet to do it, hasn't been in that environment just yet.
First and 10 from the 30. On the move this time, floats it. Oh, he had an open man. Omar Cooper had to slide and couldn't grab it.
Fernando Mendoza, one of the most accurate passers in the country, rarely misses a chance for a big explosive play down the sideline and just underthrew it.
You mentioned that he was on his way to Yale, grew up in Miami and didn't have any Power 4 offers. He said in the bye week, watched a lot of football, and he sat at home and there's Harvard, Yale, and he said, I was supposed to be there.
Yeah. Oh, his path was amazing. Remember him back at Cal, he was 5th string, just kind of continued to work, continued to chop wood, and now look at him. He's achieving and actualizing a dream.
Himby, not a lot up the middle, brings up a 3rd down. Be 3rd down and 8.
And 3rd down is really where Mike Shear, the defensive coordinator for Purdue, is going to get creative. He's going to show one look, and Coach Cignetti, he knows it, and then late it's going to change. This will all be post-snap for Fernando Mendoza.
Mendoza starting out 2 out of 5 tonight. 0 for 1 on 3rd down, and again, this is the #1 3rd down team in the nation. They need 8 this time. Purdue rushes 4. Mendoza, plenty of time, throws, misses. Couldn't find anybody he likes. Charlie Becker was nearest. Mendoza picks himself up off the ground. Punt team comes on.
Yeah, this is really impressive. Watch Charles Correa. He's the linebacker. Looks like he's going to come, but he's not. He's going to run out to the flats, and then it's going to allow pressure to come. Twists up front, and look at the effort by this defensive line. They almost get a hand on Mendoza and just misses on the throw. The pressure from this defense is going to be in his face all night long. They're going to lose. They're going to lose in that manner.
Hey, Mendoza's over 70% for the season. It's early, but right now he's 2 out of 6. Michael Jackson from the 20. Good initial burst got him up to the 28-yard line. Indiana has 7, but the Purdue defense is hanging in there. Back to Westlaw some way. Shirtless. They got to be cold.
Yeah,
right?
Well, it's a mindset, as you know.
Hey, Fernando Mendoza, they've had 3 drives. They expect to score in all their drives. They've only done it once, and they had a short field. And let's see if the Purdue offense now can stand up to what their defense has been doing. Quick pitch to the left side. And that's a good start. Antonio Harris around the left end for 7.
Well, the best part of football games is adjustments. Watch these offensive linemen. They're going to go that way. We saw the first few drives. They would run that way. They say, no, let's run the other way. Let's pitch it to Antonio Harris. And they finally get a positive run tonight.
Yeah, they had negative rushing yardage prior to that. And thinking about negative, Ryan Brown has missed on his last 4 passes. And we have not seen Malachi Singleton, the quarterback that we expected to see early, go back and forth with Brown. Yet to make the field. Brown on 2nd and 3. Had a hard time with that exchange. And the 3rd tackle for loss for the Hoosiers. -5.
I mean, this is just a dominant defensive front. I mean, whether it's Kamara, I mean, you circle whomever you want. They're all making plays. They're all having a party in the backfield. Looks like blitz. They don't bring pressure. They just find their way into the backfield. Mario Landino, the first one to the party, and this Purdue offensive line is struggling right now.
And what does Indiana defensively like most, Yogi? 3rd and long. Need a chunk here. 3rd down and 8. Here comes the blitz. Brown gets rid of it. Middle shots. Got him. E.J. Horton came up with it. They gained 28.
Yeah, this is big time. How about this from Ryan Brown? He's been struggling thus far. He doesn't flinch. Look at the throw, back shoulder, the only spot he can make it. Big time conversion.
Purdue operating inside of Indiana territory for the first time. They swing it out wide. Michael Jackson, he's got another first. Well-designed play, good execution. Chains moving here.
Yeah, and Christian Earls is the reason why on this one. He's your tight end. Watch him make this play to free up Michael Jackson, who starts in the backfield like a running back. Find a way to get your playmakers the ball. They do. And look at this. Crowd is coming alive, and this offense for Purdue has come alive.
They're first of the half. 30-second timeout.
Timeout called, and you mentioned that they had been huddling up a lot, which is a real change of pace, and now just right back on it each time.
Well, they're trying to find a little bit of a rhythm, and they do that. And I think if I'm Josh Henson, the offensive coordinator for Purdue, I'm saying we cannot run the football between the tackles anymore. I mean, they just haven't been able to do it. That's just the bottom line. Not many people have against Indiana. So you see him attacking the perimeter, whether it's pulling his offensive lineman one way and running it the other, putting his top skill player in the backfield in Michael Jackson, getting him on the perimeter. That's what this is becoming, a little bit of a matchup game tonight in this rivalry.
He is by far their top receiver, and we're into basketball season. They're awfully good at hoops here. It's kind of like a basketball timeout called by Indiana. Hit a couple of buckets. Let's just slow this thing down a bit. See if we can throw them off.
That's right. And remember, this is an Indiana team not only coming off a bye, but they didn't practice like they normally did in a bye week because everybody's been beat up. Everybody was burnt out. They took a break. We're seeing some of that rust. It looks like it might be there right now, especially on the perimeter.
Last two plays got him 46 yards. Harris gets another inside the 20. Left side of the line doing work there. 7-yard gain.
You didn't think they were going to run between the tackles, but right there from Harris in the pistol, which means lined up directly behind the quarterback. It doesn't allow the linebackers to cheat at all. A little too aggressive, and the hole opens up. Hardy goes a little too much to his right, and a nice job cutting back by Harris.
Last two games, Purdue offense, they have not scored a touchdown. That's against Washington and Ohio State until the fourth quarter in the red zone now. Second down 4, little flip, and that was batted away at the last moment. And that was Elijah Hardy, their top tackling linebacker.
Yeah, and this is almost catastrophic. Oh, Landino almost gets his hand on it. Hardy is almost going 6 the other way. Whew. I'll tell you what, I wonder if this is 4-down territory. If you can get a yard and a half here, then you bring in Singleton in the quarterback run game in this rivalry. All things Barry Odom is talking about on the headset right now.
Converting third down, just 2 out of 4 today. This much more manageable. They need 4. Up the middle and a cuts, and that's a first.
I'll tell you what, they get the first down, not just because of the run, but because of Ryan Brown on the handoff. It's a really nice job by him. He'll just step in front of 2 defensive linemen. Watch him play out the fake. He sprints up there. He slows down Kamara, which allows his back to get the first down.
And what did Barry Odom say during the week? He said, these guys practice well. They practice sharp. We just have to see it in the game. Certainly seeing it on this drive.
Should be man-to-man coverage.
First and 10. Harris finds nothing that time.
Okay, so let's teach a little bit here. This red zone defense for Indiana is elite. They are the best in America. Right now, they're being challenged in the zone read game. So that means the edge defenders, the overhang linebackers, for Brian Haynes, the defensive coordinator, they have to make a decision. Is Ryan Brown going to keep it? Because he's athletic enough. When Purdue gets down in this area, he has often kept the ball around the edge by himself.
Barry Odom, first year here at Purdue, last 2 years as the head coach at UNLV. Second down 8, Brown on the move. Dumps it, and inside the 5. Yes, that was caught. Nitro Tuggle. His first touch gets him 7.
You reference basketball. Ryan Brown's like the true point guard right now. Is he going to keep it? Is he going to dish? Really nice job. I think it looked like a catch from up here. Yeah, left toe down before that right foot gets out of bounds.
Okay, you mentioned the last third and short, Yoke, that you thought maybe it was 4-down territory. Now we've got Malachi Singleton in the game. Quarterback in for the first time, the change of pace quarterback.
The ruling on that previous play was a catch in bounds. The play's under further review.
I think they're going to probably look at, did he have control on the ball on the catch? The foot clearly in. The ball didn't move at all to me, so that looks like a catch.
Let's bring in Terry McAuley, our rules analyst tonight, to watch along with us. Terry, good evening. Good to have you with us. What do you see here?
Hey, Paul, Yogi. Yeah, this is clearly a catch. You guys were all over it. He gets control, foot down inbounds, has complete control throughout the whole process. This should be a very quick review.
Should be.
Yeah.
The key word, Terry.
Yeah, sometimes, that doesn't happen as often as we'd like.
What could they be looking at, Terry?
I don't know. I don't know. We had a perfect replay of it that was clear and obvious right off the bat. I'm not even sure why we've stopped it, but we'll see.
Well,
it is the left foot clearly down and the control.
And if that left foot heel went out of bounds, then we'd have a different conversation, right, Terry?
We would, but it obviously set up. It's a toe tap, and it is a catch.
After review, the ruling on the field is upheld. It's a catch, third down at the 5-yard line.
Okay, so it does stand, and Malachi Singleton, the change of pace quarterback, had come in before they took another look at that play, and we'll see if he comes out of the huddle here.
Yeah, it looks like he's going to.
Okay, and Brian Haynes, defensive coordinator, we asked him what was the most challenging part of this offense. He didn't hesitate. He said when the quarterback number 3 comes in, the run threat is tough for us.
And I would imagine right now, like, they've got a lot of variations. We got to go what's worked all season. This is some sort of quarterback lead.
His first snap. Hands off, and Harris got nothing up the middle. Aiden Fisher, their leader up front. Now it's decision time for Purdue.
Yeah, and it looks like they're going to kick it. And I think if I'm playing quarterback from up here, I thought Singleton could have kept that one around the edge. He's 235 pounds. He's the biggest back. We've said it a few times now. And they're not going to go for it. I don't mind that, right? Can you put a little doubt into the Indiana sideline if you can find 3 here?
Spencer Porath has been awfully good at it this year. This from 22 yards out. He's made 14 out of 15 this season. And he's got Purdue on the board.
Let's take a look at that third down play again from Malachi Singleton. He's got the opportunity, I think, after he hands it off, to keep it around the edge. He's reading these edge defenders here. I thought Farrell crashed down quickly enough where Singleton could have been decisive and kept it, and then utilized his strength as a runner to get that first down. But you got to give Farrell the credit. He came in so fast, so violent. This is what this defense does. Again, it's the most disruptive defense in the nation. Ohio State might be the most dominant, but they have been disruptive. But for Barry Odom, that's a big win. And for Curt Cignetti, he's got to say, flush it, move on, because this Indiana team has not looked like the Indiana team we've seen all season.
Hey, Barry Odom celebrated a birthday on Wednesday. We talked to him, turned 49. We said, what do you got tonight? He said, dinner with the family, hope to be in bed by 10. So he's well rested, and I think he feels pretty good about this first quarter.
Yeah, he should. And look, this team has had moments in this season. They've had moments in Ann Arbor. They had moments here against Illinois. They just haven't been able to put it together. So you can't continue to give Indiana short fields. Can't turn it over, but right now they got hope.
Hope coming in the form of those 3 points. Number 2 team in the nation on top right now, 7-3. Inside the final minute here of this first quarter. That was well done by Roman Hemby. Let that one go out of bounds.
Yeah, heads up play on special teams give the Hoosiers really good field position.
Free kick out of bounds. Kicking team. The ball will be placed at the 35-yard line. First down.
And this defense for Purdue, we said they're going to give Fernando Mendoza a bunch of different looks. That's exactly what they've done from the jump. Whether it's bringing 5 and playing man coverage, bringing pressure from depth. This defensive line has been so active tonight. This back end, it looks like blitz, and all of a sudden it becomes coverage. It's been a challenge for Indiana. There's almost been multiple turnovers in the passing game. They missed a chance for a big shot down the sideline, but this offense has not looked as efficient as it traditionally has this season.
Start out this drive on the ground. A little bit of room off that right side. Kaylon Blackie has the touchdown tonight. Correa, the middle linebacker, keeps it to a gain of 4. We talked to the defensive coordinator for Purdue, Mike Shear. Final seconds ticking off here about his defense. How many times did he use the term aggressive when he talked about what they planned to do?
I think we stopped counting after about 75. I mean, that's who he is. That's who he's been at all his stops. He was trained by Barry Odom, played for Barry Odom at Missouri back in the day. And he told us on the field in pregame, we are cutting it loose tonight.
Mendoza just 2 out of 6 right now, trying to change that. Blitz coming, picked up, floats, almost intercepted. Smiley Bradford had a great shot at that one.
Tell you what, you don't say this often, but this was a win in the back end of this secondary. Watch as the play unfolds. Every member of the secondary gloves up these Indiana receivers on a chance for another turnover. Purdue's got to catch these. They got to make a play in a rivalry game. Easy opportunity for Bradford, and another potential costly decision from Mendoza.
Third down, normally a strength for the Hoosiers. They haven't converted one tonight. 3rd and 5, fake toss and complete. That is just enough for a first down. Good job, Omar Cooper. Going down.